How are you doing, everyone? Novabug here. It's Friday Foursome time. That was a devil horn. That's a four. That's a devil horns. How you doing? Oh, too sweet. Friday Foursome time. Hello. How are you? It's Friday. It's the end of the month. It's well, it's actually the 1st of April. 1st of April? No, I'm going back in time. It's the 1st of May today. So this was I just classed this day as the last Friday of April. That'll do, eh? So, Friday Foursome time again. We had some good responses for the last question, which was ultimate achievement goals, gaming collection goals in whatever, any kind of gaming goal. It was interpreted different ways by a few people, which was great. I think Crow Continuum interpreted it in a little bit of a different way. But there you go, I've name dropped already. For the 10 entrants, which sent me their links, and I found out anyway. I did have a search. I always search through for Friday Foursome responses for the entire month and see who actually has responded, if you haven't actually posted it to me. Luckily, everybody, it seems, posted it to me, which was great. So we had Gernaldinho Plays. We had Retro Reclaimer, thank you very much for entering again. A new entry, Pete Fighter 2. Good response from him. Nath Retro, and welcome to you as well. The Crow Continuum was back, of course. Thank you very much, Crow. Down the Rabbit Hole, thank you very much. Big G from SA again, thank you very much, Big G. It's so lovely to see your responses all the time. Goodwin's Place, who this time got his response in on time. And Electric Adventures, I think, posted it yesterday. I think Electric Adventures posted yesterday, so I only just sneaked in there. So 10 entries. Thank you very much for the response. It's really cool. And my winner. Based on the number of votes accrued on my Facebook posts and the number of likes on their YouTube channel and my personal opinion, I would have to give this one to Down the Rabbit Hole. Well done, sir. I did really enjoy your talk about the Atari and the Atari flashbacks and the idea of collecting the original cartridges. He also took it another way, so that was like a collection goal in that sense, but also a goal of mastering Chung-Li on Street Fighter 2, which is a really nice little unique sort of target to go for. And I think one of the other ones was a combination of a Japanese Saturn and Final Fight Revenge, Japanese only release, very rare components. There's a load of dogs barking out there. You hear that? You know, fucking dogs. Stop yapping, dogs. Anyway, I will continue. So well done. So well done down the rabbit hole. Anyway, I'm thinking, send them bloody dogs down your rabbit hole to shut them up and get them underground and silence the things. Anyway, congratulations, sir. It was a very enjoyable video, and yeah, there will be a link in the description box to Down the Rabbit Hole's channel. Check that man out. So, this month's Friday Foursome, what shall we go for then? What is the topic, you ask? Are you all on the edge of your seats, aren't you? Of course you're not. So essentially, I was thinking about accruing games over the years and playing games and systems and stuff like that, and I thought, what has disappointed me? And I'm not angry about it, just disappointing. Something that maybe you built yourself up to really expect. You have high expectations for something that was rumoured, maybe in development, and you think, oh, that's going to be absolutely awesome. And I'm doing this on the back of essentially the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which has got rave reviews, and of course Streets of Rage 4, which has just come out a couple of days ago. You know, were people disappointed by Streets of Rage 4? Are you disappointed by Final Fantasy Remake? They're not my answers to this question, of course they're not. They are a little bit more scattergun, should we say. So my first disappointment was Final Fight on the Amstrad CPC, because, and I'll tell you why. Because essentially I saw the screenshots to this originally Amstrad Action, and I thought, wow, the graphics look amazing. I was a big fan of the arcade back in the day, I really was. And I saw the screenshots to it, and I thought, they've really done something special here. They've really gone for it. They haven't toned it down, they haven't minimised the sprites or anything. They've gone for the huge, massive, colourful sprites, big, colourful backgrounds, everything. And I thought, that looks amazing. And Amstrad Action were raving it up, saying this looks incredible. But of course, a lot thing with the Amstrad is looks can be deceiving, and it does look okay, it doesn't play okay or sound okay. In fact, it's just a few pops and beeps, I think, when it comes to sound effects, and it moves at a snail's pace. It's a chore to play, essentially. It's very difficult, very frustrating to play, and it's not enjoyable to play, unfortunately. It looks glorious, but it was a massive, massive disappointment. When I got that on Big Box back in the day, I bought a Big Box for that. $9.99 I think I paid for it. Loaded it up, and I think halfway through the first level I was like, nah, I'm really actually really disappointed with this. And that kind of set the bar for low expectations, I guess. So yeah, that is my first gaming disappointment. My second one is much more in the modern era. So this is in the early PlayStation 4 days, and I remember seeing the presentation at E3 at the time, 2 presentations I think, consecutive years, and this game looked amazing. I was really, really excited for this game. It looked like something that had never been done on this scale before. And I remember playing back in the day Elite and things like that, and this is the kind of game that sort of like takes the concept of Elite and explodes it into a massive, massive universe. And that was No Man's Sky. And like I said, the idea of it, roaming space, going on different planets, forging your own path, your own way, it all seemed very, very good. A very good idea, and something you could really, really get into. But then the first disappointments came with how the motorbike goes past. The first disappointment comes with how delayed it was. It took so long to come out. I think there was like was it an 18-month, 2-year delay on it being released? When it was released, there was problems with the game itself, the way it ran, the frame rate and things like that. But also, more importantly, is that I sat down to play it, still with quite a high expectation, and I just found it as boring as sin. And I thought, oh, I really sort of hyped myself up for that. But I couldn't get into it. I could not. I spent a fair few hours willing myself to get into it, and I just couldn't get into it. It didn't gel with me. Utterly disappointing. I think many people that happened with as well for No Man's Sky. I've got a funny feeling it did. So my third gaming disappointment would be, yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to come to that one last. Actually, it's pretty obvious. But back in the day when I was collecting and stuff, and I was very sheltered when it came to the wide experience for other systems. You know, I was Amstrad, I was Super Nintendo, and I was PlayStation in that order. I wish I'd had a Mega Drive back in the day, a Mega Drive of my own. I wish I had an Amiga or an ST of my own back in the day. I wish I'd experienced it then. Experiencing it now is great. I mean, you can do sort of catch up and learn about the systems and their intricacies and the games and everything on it. But back in the day, if you'd have known then and you had the machine then and you knew what you were doing, and with all the things like X-Copy and the synthesized sound on the ST, things like that, all the different massive amount of great games that were on the Mega Drive, things like that. I just I wish I'd had that chance to experience it at the time. I wouldn't trade what I had. I wouldn't trade the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation or anything like that, or even the Amstrad. Of course I wouldn't. But if I had them systems alongside, as an example, just them 3 systems as an example, alongside, I think it would have enriched my gaming youth, as it were. And it is disappointing that I didn't get the chance to do that for whatever reason. I mean, there's no schadenfreude here. I'm not crying in a well about it or anything like that. But it's disappointing when I think about it that I didn't experience them machines in their era. And the final disappointment. Well, it's this, isn't it? It's I love this thing, but I love it. I do. I mean, this channel is so praiseworthy of this GX4000. But am I disappointed with it? Of course I was. I'm terribly, terribly disappointed with it because it never did anything. It flopped. It's a machine that flopped. It was forgotten. It could have had so much chance to thrive. I mean, we've seen the abilities that it can do now. We've seen the likes of Sonic GX in development. We've seen Ghosts and Goblins on it. Some of the great games at the time that came out. Robocop 2 was fantastic. Pang was amazing. You know, it had the ability to create really, really, really good games. And I was just so disappointed that it wasn't developed enough and it wasn't a success. I am disappointed that this machine did not at least have a year under its belt, and a game library of at least 100 games. So disappointing. It really is. It's quite a tragedy, personally, for me. But there you go. We can't reverse time, can we? So those are my four, I did it again, 4 gaming disappointments. What are yours? I want to hear your 4 gaming disappointments across the entire spectrum. Again, you can interpret this any way. What has been disappointing to you? Are you disappointed that you haven't finished a game? Are you disappointed with a certain port of a game? Are you disappointed that a game didn't come out for your intended system? You know? I mean, I always wanted Xenon 2, for instance, to be on the CPC to see what it would be like. Never happened. You know? Anything like that. Any gaming disappointments that you sort of like, oh, I wish that had happened. That's pretty sad that didn't happen. And maybe it will in the future. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching the Friday Foursome. This has been Novabug. This has been me floating around on a game board. Whatever. I hope to say all the responses. Please post all your responses on my Facebook or in my Discord, or drop me a line to say you have done a response so I can post it in the relevant places. Like I said, the best place to post it is in my Discord or in the Facebook link that I will leave on this very video. There'll be a pinned link at the top. All the links will be in the description box at the bottom, and the pinned comment in the bottom will have all the responses from this month. So that is Friday Foursome. Again, this is Friday Foursome episode 25, I believe it is. And we've got 7 more to go this year. This is the 3rd one. So yeah, we've got 9 more to go this year. Hey, I guess this was April's. Hey, thank you very much for watching. Novabug and Foursome out. Hey, Novabug here. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please support the channel by liking and commenting, and of course subscribing if you haven't already done. If you would like to support me further, please consider joining my bug army via Patreon. And also don't forget to follow me over at Facebook, Twitter, BitChute and Twitch. And finally, a very special mention to my bug army generals Sam M, Sweet Nanook and Craig Harrison. Thank you everyone for supporting me. Novabug out.